Hey everybody, this is Skeet.
Moshmen Mikey over here.
Got your Moshmen Minutes for the week.
Yeah, been a busy kind of week, kind of sort of news coming out. So I know you text me and I read it later. The Jakey Lee thing. You want to talk about the Jakey Lee thing?
Yeah, so I was on X fucking around and I see Eddie Trump puts up this statement that was released about Jakey Lee got shot in Las Vegas. So he was walking his dog and somebody took shots at him and that was October 15th. So
Okay.
it seems like it was random. Later, uh, I saw. I think it might have been Eddie Trunk again. Had said something. Whoever the hell it was emptied the fucking clip. So that I think that was from Jake. So he had heard from Jake. So whoever the hell took emptied the clip and hit him like 3 times. So got him in the arm, and I think he took a shot in the chest and the lung and
I have
somewhere else.
multiple shots is all I heard.
So he took it like a fucking boss, and his dog was fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of I wasn't expecting that shit.
No, and it's like Jakey Lee. I don't really think he's a household face.
If
So
you were an
I
Ozzy
really,
fan back in the 80s
yeah,
before
you would
Zach
have
Wild joined, he was the guitar player.
you would have had to have known him. So I don't think it was anything directed at Jakey Lee. It was this unfortunate time of night walking your dog. I don't know what part of Vegas it was. You know, people get a little out of touch. Tried to get robbery. Maybe he confronted them about you're not robbing me or blah blah blah. Whatever happened, but it didn't kill a guy. And so it's like that's a big bonus that surviving multiple gunshots is not usually a real high percentage of living, but he's able to communicate with Eddie Trunk apparently.
And
So
yeah,
yeah,
he was in the hospital and was actually, had told people what was going on. So that was kind of over a 2 day period that,
yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
Jake, he had Badlands too. He had the Red Dragon Cartel. So I mean, he's been around for a long time. Of course, Park at the Moon and all that stuff is probably the
I think
most
he was
famous.
still playing a little bit here and there,
Probably.
nothing major. So,
I mean, Vegas. I mean, you're out in Vegas for whatever reason. You know, living in a big city like that, you take chances, I guess. I mean, just it's sad.
anywhere,
It's sad, yeah.
anywhere.
It's sad that you're just walking your dog and that stuff happens to you. But I mean, hopefully, it sounds like he's a
Doing
pretty
better. I think he's doing better.
resilient
So,
guy. So hopefully, he fares no long term effects of it.
exactly. Get well, Jake.
Yeah,
Moshmen
absolutely.
are praying for you.
I loved the Badlands, man. I was a
Oh,
Badlands
yeah.
guy.
This was cool.
Dream in the dark. But we go to another big name band. This was Van Halen. Now we know what Sammy Hagar did this summer.
Yep.
He did Michael Anthony. He had
Satriani.
Satriani, and started out with Jason Bonham, but it went to Kenny Aronoff because Bonham had family issues or something. And they did their little circle or whatever it's called, and did a bunch of shows. Videos I saw, it looked like they were having a good time. They were playing a lot of good songs. Well, that prompted an Alex Van Halen idea to take David Lee Roth out with Michael Anthony and Satriani to do a tribute to his brother Eddie.
Which was before the Sammy stuff.
Yeah, it would have been a good. Well, this was recently, I guess. He's going to do like on top of that. Was going to do another like a more of a tribute than just singing the Van Hagar and Van Halen song. Well, it was approached, and I think Alex had it in good faith that it was probably going to get done. But David Lee Roth was adamantly, surprisingly, really, adamantly against a tribute to Eddie Van Halen, which I don't get. I don't get.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen and Alex the Van Halen brothers, so to speak, made David Lee Roth's career. I mean, they made his career. And I don't understand. And Alex went as far to say it was vitriol, whatever that word is, for like venomous kind of thing. He'd never seen that out of David Lee Roth in all his years. The anti-wanting to do it. Now, come to find out, Alex ended up getting diagnosed with neuropathy, a form of neuropathy in his feet. Which, if you don't know what neuropathy is, your feet go numb. So he wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. So he called it basically a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
That it didn't end up because he would have wanted to do it and couldn't have done it. But the David Lee Roth thing, I mean, I'm not a big David Lee Roth fanatic anyway, but I call bullshit on that. If that's his attitude, that's not good. That's just sad.
Well, so Alex his book Brothers is supposed to come out like next fucking week.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
So he's got a fucking book about Eddie, and I believe from what I read from different people, it's gonna go up to 1984.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna kind of cover his time with Eddie and probably them growing up and all that shit, and then the cutoff is gonna be the 1984 when Dave left. So the tour and at that time.
Yeah, so I would think, why wouldn't Dave want to go out and at least do a bunch of songs up to 1984 to promote it? You know what I mean?
So
I don't know.
I follow David Lee Roth on YouTube, on X, and he's been doing like old Van Halen songs with other people playing and kind of changing them up and, still trying to be out there. He posts stuff intermittently. And like one time he went off on Wolfie for whatever fucking reason. If they've got a beef, that's between them. Okay, that's cool. But now, finding out he fucking poo-pooed the whole idea of doing a tribute to Eddie. It's like,
yeah, it does.
Dude, you're not really relevant anymore.
No.
But everybody knows who you are. They give you respect. You can't have respect for Eddie. I mean, I've seen a lot of bashing going on right
yeah.
lately.
And it's not just them. There's other bands that they can't even get along to be in the same room. It's like, how can you not? You did all those things together, accomplish so much. But it's like some bands can do it, like Foreigner. Lou Gramm is going to be at the Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, good.
So that'll be cool. And, stuff like that. Steve Perry was with Journey.
Yeah.
They don't always get along. But look, the two guys in Journey were suing each other. And they managed to work it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole David Lee Roth thing, I don't get it, man. But we'll go on to better news. A lot of bands have been on the reinventing themselves tour with the Linkin Park, with the couple new songs and the new album coming out. They were a big one. Crossfade, of all people, have decided to reunite. They're actually playing the festival circuit next year. I believe that so far they're going to be at Incarceration and here in Ohio and Sonic Temple.
Oh, well.
So that'll be different. It's like, I liked a couple Crossfade songs. Now, I didn't think it was the highest ranked news of the day. Crossfade. But I mean, okay, there you're working your shit out again, like Trapped and Tapped.
And Crossfade did. I mean, I'm like going, okay, who's this?
Cold. They did that song Cold, and then they had a song called Colors. Cold was probably their biggest hit. I mean, yeah.
What genre do they fall into?
Breaking Benjamin style, style in that kind of thing. The reason I say Breaking Benjamin style is because Breaking Benjamin has been on the tour circuits, but they haven't released any new music in multiple years, 5-6 years, I believe. New single came out this week. The song's called Awaken, and it's pretty fucking good.
Oh, nice.
So it is pretty good. It's not far away from your classic Breaking Benjamin, but Classic Breaking Benjamin's pretty good. So yeah, there's some bands like that making comebacks around. I think they maybe catch it from the bands that come out like Stained this year. They're not really doing anything else, but they come out for the festivals. It's like they reunited for the festivals. Some bands, when they reunited, it went bigger. Like Limp Bizkit started getting together. I don't think Limp Bizkit's written any new music, but they come back and did the whole festival thing. So maybe it might be a one stop, for like bands like Crossfade. Breaking Benjamin at least got new music for it. Linkin Park.
Well, and honest to God, why not take advantage of the summer?
Yeah, why
I mean,
not?
you could be on either sides of the fence. Is it a cash grab? Are they trying to cash in?
Could be.
I mean, I understand when the older rockers, when they just kind of do the summer tours.
Yeah,
It's warm, I can go out, I can still play, but I don't have to do a world tour. Maybe they can't afford to do a world tour anymore. So, you go either way.
I get that. Yeah, it's just like when the bands do only like 3 shows. That's kind of, I don't know about all that. Like Slayer only doing 3 shows and that. But if you're coming out and doing a festival every couple weeks for the summer, and well, like Stain, I mean, really, Stain was like, okay, this guy went country, and the rest of the guys in the band, but still, when you hear an old Stain song, it's still pretty cool. You still.
Well, look at Creed.
Yeah,
Creed had a very, very successful summer.
I think Creed was the leaders of the comeback people because people saw, man, they come back after 25 years and do a tour.
But they sounded fucking good.
That's what I mean. So that's what I'm saying.
Beware if you're a band out there, don't come out unless you're
like
fucking,
yeah.
You sound like shit. That's not going to go very well.
Yeah, don't do what other people have done. Now there's a couple bands I know that aren't doing music right now, and one's unfortunate, and one's more just because the person has lost his shit. Okay, Puddle of Mud. I mean, how many times we got to hear about Wes having problems?
Well, he's
got to get his shit together, but at that point, I'm not a Puddle of Mud fan, carer, anything at this point. I mean, I hope he gets his shit cleaned up, but I don't know. He's not relevant to me anymore. But he got in trouble with cops, had a standoff with cops out there in California.
Oh, my God.
It's just like you're losing your mind. Unfortunately, now another one that's not their fault was Ann Wilson's cancer diagnosis. I mean, you don't get much better singing than Ann Wilson, man. I mean, Heart is just they're phenomenal, but Ann Wilson's like queen of the crop, So I hope to God whatever she's got going on gets resolved and we can see Heart next year, hopefully. That's my goal. I mean, that's what I would like to see happen. Other new music I got, there's one. King Diamond been playing a couple new songs on his tour, so could be a new album for the King, but that's here and there. That's just down out. One that did announce it was the Foo Fighters. Now, you either love or hate the Foo Fighters pretty much. Taylor Hawkins dies. Where do they go from there? I know it sucks when a band member dies, but a lot of the other guys want to carry on the legacy, whatever. Taylor's kid, filled in for a few shows. It was kind of cool to watch, but
they did a big tribute for him.
Yeah,
that was kind of fucking cool.
I don't think he has any desire to be in the Foo Fighters, his boy, because he wants to do his own thing. And that's fine. But I don't know who the new drummer's going to be, but they're talking about a new album. And the last thing I have really is, what was it? Last Friday? Man, no, was it Monday? I don't know. October 13th. Queen released previously unheard Freddie Mercury song.
Wow, I did not even hear that. I didn't see any
I
of that.
had not heard anything about this either. I was scamming through like some rock news articles, found this, and I have not heard it yet. I just found this. Face It Alone is the name of the song, so I would guess it's on Spotify. I would guess it's on iTunes, but I will have to check into that because this was like last minute kind of finding here. So I didn't get the chance to run through and review the song for you. But so Freddie, alive once again, kind of, sort of. It's unheard stuff. I usually don't like that. I
Yeah.
usually don't like it when they had the Kurt Cobain stuff come out, and they've had Prince, and they've had, why didn't you release it back when they were alive, and yada, yada, yada. Probably a reason. Maybe the song isn't Queen sounding, or maybe it wasn't that good. Guess we'll have to decide for ourselves. But to hear Freddie's voice again,
it's kind of cool.
Will be.
Or will be.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping it will be cool.
Well, I'll have to fucking check that out because I didn't hear nothing about it, and I'm kind of like you. It's like if you dig up stuff that people worked on, it might have just been a song in progress, and they might have just said, "I don't like this fucking song."
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm not going to release it.
There's people that had whole albums of it though. It's like that's sketchy, but I trust Queen at this point. They don't need the money. I don't see it as a financial twist of any kind. I mean, if Brian May and Roger Taylor didn't think it, and those guys didn't think it was good enough to be out, they're not going to do anything to fuck Freddie's legacy up. So it must have just been something that didn't fit what they were doing back then.
Or maybe they come up with something that made it sound better.
Yeah, they might have redid some of the instrumental parts. You never know. So be interesting to hear. But Face It Alone, unreleased Freddie Mercury. So that's what I have for my music news this week.
I think that ought to wrap it up then. All right, people. This is Skeet.
It's Moshmen Mikey.
See ya.
Peace out.